and how to better visualize, we needed $10 million to do the projects that they wanted to do out in TID number 2. We are only issuing par value bonds in the amount of $9,525,000. That difference is made up by the buyer paying Pleasant Prairie the premium, and in this case it's $470,000. That premium mitigates that 5% coupon, and that the effective rate then that the Village of Pleasant Prairie is paying is only 3.18%, which is an excellent rate. Pleasant Prairie happens to be going into the market at a very opportune time. This particular debt goes out 8 years, is it?
5 years.
5 years on that one, at a 3.18%. Our variable rate resets were going at 3.18%, which is a 1-week type maturity. So there's been a lot of turmoil in the markets. There's been a flight to safety. Municipal bonds and treasury notes, the yields have dropped. This will probably be a temporary thing, but we're locking in fixed rates tonight. So no matter what happens in the market, Pleasant Prairie will only be paying 3.8% effective rate for their bonds. I don't know if anybody understood what I said, but it's, I explained that to Clyde, I think he understood. But if there's any questions for clarification, I'm certainly try to answer it.
Hi. Could you, for point of record, could you mention what the yield is in the first couple of years? I know it's the last year, 3.8, does it start at 2.6 or?
Have you got Schedule 3? In fact, that's just the resolution that you're looking at will have debt service schedule. The debt service schedule will have the premium bonds, but where the illustration is more easily presented is when you show what we call pricing summary. We sell X number of dollars worth of principal, and they want a coupon of 5%. In this particular case, because we're looking at $9,525,000, I was thinking about the next one that's coming up. The actual rate is at 2.86%, even though the coupon is 5%. Now, and usually to demonstrate this, Pleasant Prairie is selling par value bonds for $4,008,000. The buyer of that bond is going to pay the Prairie $5,180,976. So you've got 5-year debt going out at an effective rate of 2.86% for the Prairie. And I've got this type of schedule for all 4 of the issues, and maybe you can go over each issue that went away. That would make a little more sense.
Kathy, on these the bond proceeds, as we hold these spend out, who does the arbitrage calculation and how often?
We evaluate it monthly. We have a monthly schedule every time. We update the month, we update the schedule, and every 6 months we evaluate to make sure that we're spending the percentage that's required by arbitrage. It's often one of the staff members that works on that.
Another one is, do you have a ballpark estimate as to what the savings was for the reduction in our increase in bond rating, what that has saved us?
Yes, I talked to you earlier this evening about that, and he believes we saved 5 basis points because of our rate increase. And I went through here and figured out how much that would equate to, and it's about $79,000 overall on all the issues that we saved due to our rating increase.
Thank you. Other comments, questions? Hearing none, did we have a motion to approve? Second. Motion by Clyde, second by Steve. Roll call vote.
Mr. Steinberg.
Aye.
Mrs. Potts.
Aye.
Mr. Porkwitz.
Aye.
Mr. Allen.
Aye. Motion carried. That brings us to item B. That is resolution 08-03. Resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of $2,275,000. This is in general obligation promissory notes, Series 2008B.
Okay, this GO note 2008B is for general fund projects. They were approved during our normal budget process to be part for. The major project here is 80th Street from 51st or Cooper Road to 56th Avenue. The construction of that road for a little over $1.7 million. The second project is the bridge reconstruction on 1st Avenue or Lakeshore Drive, $265,000. And the final project that we're borrowing for this evening is North Ball Field Lights for a little over $200,000. Again, this is a breakdown. This note also sold for a premium, not as large as the previous one. So the actual note amount changed to $2,235,000, and the premium that was paid was $38,000, $38,340, for a total bond or proceeds that we're going to get of $2,273,340, pretty close to the initial amount. This is actually a 10-year note, and the coupons on range from 3 to 4%. And the yield.
Now, just to fill you in, the yields start out at 2.15, and the maturity that goes out 10 years is at a 3.60, even though the couponing goes from 3% to 4%. Again, the difference between couponing and actual cost of the break.
Can you go back to the prior slide? I believe 80th Street should be going from 51st to 57th Avenue. Is that correct?
That's correct. I might add too that 80th Street is, the expenses for that, the debt service doesn't roll straight to the tax roll. There's a vast majority of that project is a special assessment. It's going to, if the road goes through, it's going to create lots that become buildable and would be assessed for those improvements. So it's not paid for 100% by the property taxpayers. It will be a special assessment that will be due and payable.
All right, quick question. I think it's too early to tell because of the season hasn't started yet, but do we know how much more time you still have to spend on the diamond with the lights there as opposed to last year?
Right, speaking with Brad, right now we ended with the ball games at dusk. We could put in, we have time for 2 more games on each field. That's 4 fields that we handle there, so it's 8 games because right now we've limited the size of our league to the daytime play.
So you're going to roughly 18 per night of play.
Per night, yeah. So it's in the fields basically in use every Sunday.
Thank you.
So going forward, as we approve the resolutions, we should change the resolution amounts to the actual amounts that we're issuing. Because of the premium being adjusted, it's no longer $2,275,000, it's $2,235,000. That was the paperwork that we passed out tonight after the sale or the actual offer was being done.
Do we need to address issue 1 or resolution number 2? No. To revise the amount?
Was not to exceed.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve resolution 0840.
Second?
Motion by Steve, second by Monica. Further discussion on the same? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mr. Steinberg?
Aye.
Ms. Neva? Aye. Mr. Corbett?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye. Motion carries. That moves us to item C. That is the resolution number 0804. Resolution authorizing issuance and sale of $3,900,000 general obligation refunding bonds. And this is series 2008.
Okay, this is actually refunding. The village in October 2004 issued variable debt, GO variable debt. It's worked well for us over the last 4 years. We're able to save approximately probably $119,000 a year. Our interest rate averaged over the last 4 years a little over 3.18.